In just a few hours from now, the window will open for business to claim refunds for tariffs imposed by the Trump administration. Who's eligible and the steps that need to be taken, that is straight ahead. It is Monday, April 20th. Good morning, and thanks for starting your new work week off with us here on Fox 61. I'm Bridget Bjorlo. Hope you didn't put your winter coat away just yet. You might need it today. I refuse to bring mine out of the basement, Rachel, so I went with a lighter jacket. What did you go with?
I went with a fleece this morning, or a little zip up there. It certainly needed something, and some sweatpants as well, as it is a very cold start to our morning, and it's going to be for the next two at least. As we head through the overnight hours tonight, we're going to see our numbers for just about everyone dipping below that freezing point. Right now, we are colder than this time yesterday. If you step outside, you don't need me to tell you that. 13 to about 18 degrees colder, though. So numbers right now, 30s and 20s. 32 degrees in New Haven, 32 in Groton. So your numbers have dropped off just a little bit over time this morning. 27 in Waterbury and 30 degrees right now in Willimantic. Our skies are quiet and mostly clear. Eventually, we are going to get the clouds to build in. So for the kids that are going to the bus stop this morning, plan accordingly for those colder numbers as you head out the door. And then heading through the evening tonight, we will see mostly cloudy skies, temperatures topping out just around 50 degrees. And while there could be a brief shower later on today, it's not going to be a widespread issue. 51 in Hamden, 51 in Middletown today, 50 degrees in Montville, and will be around 49 in Groton, and then up towards 48 degrees towards the Burlington area. Then we do have a freeze warning in effect for our four southern counties for tonight into tomorrow morning, so colder numbers are expected. We'll have more details on that. But let's talk about any warmth on the way coming up in just a bit. Here at 6:02 on our roadways this morning, we are following a crash on Route 2 that is closing a portion of Route 2 westbound this morning because of that crash. So Route 2 near exit 2 and 1D, that's going to be blocked off this morning because of the crash. High Street, the on-ramp, also closed at this hour, so you will need to seek an alternative route because of it. Your Hartford drive times, East Hartford into downtown 6, New Britain out to the Hartford Tunnel 7. You will need to, again, seek that alternative route for Route 2 west between 1D and 2. Over to you.
Right, Rachel, thanks. A new refund system tied to tariffs is set to go live this morning for businesses that paid import taxes to the U.S. This after the Supreme Court ruled President Trump did not have constitutional authority to impose them in the first place. Fox 61's Joe Monti has more on what we can expect later today. But Joe, it doesn't seem like an easy process by any means, right?
Good morning, Bridget. No, according to William Tong, Attorney General, he says that the process is anything but easy. Businesses starting at 8 a.m. this morning can begin claiming tariff money they paid as part of, again, these tariffs that were ruled unconstitutional back in February by the Supreme Court. This morning they can do that online through the U.S. Customs and Border Protection portal that has been set up. Again, supposed to open at 8 a.m. this morning. Businesses can submit a list of the goods they put extra money towards to pay the tariffs. If the claim is approved, businesses could receive a refund in 2 to 3 months. All of this comes after the Supreme Court ruled in a 6-3 decision that the president's method for enacting the tariffs was not constitutional. The president was using a law from 1977 that his administration says gave him emergency powers over trade, using the trade deficit as a national emergency. Following that ruling, a judge at the U.S. Court of International Trade says the companies subject to these tariffs are entitled to refunds. If you recall, Connecticut and 10 other states sued the Trump administration over these tariffs, which ultimately led to them being overturned. Attorney General William Tong celebrated this decision, saying, "We won in court of international trade, we won in the Court of Appeals, we've now won in the Supreme Court, and now he needs to pay us back." President Trump hasn't publicly stated his opinion on this refund process, although he has not moved away from using tariffs in his administration. But so far, roughly 60,000 importers filed for claims to receive refunds of more than $127 billion. In Hartford, Joe Monti, back to you.
All right, Joe, thank you. A lot of people would like some of that money back. Hopefully they can get it. Thank you. A new round of ceasefire talks between the U.S. and Iran is expected this week in Pakistan. Vice President J.D. Vance is expected to lead the negotiations once again. Iranian officials still haven't committed to a new round of discussions. The current ceasefire agreement is expected to expire on Wednesday. Over the weekend, President Trump said the U.S. seized an Iranian-flagged cargo ship. Officials say the ship tried to get around a blockade near the Strait of Hormuz. The president said a U.S. Navy guide destroyer in the Gulf of Oman stopped the ship. It marks the first time the U.S. military has intercepted a ship since the blockade of Iranian ports began. That started last week. Iran has promised to respond. Meantime, crude oil prices jumped just over 4% on Sunday. Meantime, the average price for a gallon of regular in Connecticut stands at $4.05. That's down a penny from yesterday and 4 cents from 1 week ago, but the price is still up 32 cents from last month and about $1 from this time last year. So why have we seen this fluctuation in prices while the United States produces a large volume of its own oil? Experts say it doesn't shield us from what's going on overseas.
The domestic gas prices come from the oil price, which is set on world markets, the cost of refining, the cost of shipping to local gas stations, market power in the local gas market. None of these things really are changed by the conflict in Iran, except for the world oil price. So gas prices will go up everywhere in the United States because oil prices will go up everywhere in the United States.
At last check, Brent crude was up to $95 a barrel this morning in early trading, still below $100 a barrel, so that's somewhat positive news. And a heads up, if you drive through downtown New Haven, there's a big traffic change starting this week. A busy stretch of Chapel Street is switching from one-way to two-way traffic. Fox 61's Glenn Kittle is live in New Haven with what you need to know before you hit the road. Glenn, good morning.
Good morning, Bridget. That change happens between College and York Streets. It's a pretty big move from the city. Officials say that it's going to make this road safer while also giving people better access to New Haven's downtown area. New Haven Mayor Justin Elicker says that the conversion will help drivers reach businesses and destinations more directly while also making the area more connected and accessible. Now, this road is currently one of the most crash-prone in the city and is part of New Haven's high injury network. That's a list of streets targeted for safety improvements. Now, this project is just one step in a larger plan to eventually convert all of Chapel Street into a two-way corridor. Drivers can expect new lane markings, updated signals, and added features that include high-vis crosswalks, pedestrian head start signals, and accessible push buttons. Officials are also warning drivers to slow down and pay attention and follow the new traffic patterns as these changes take effect. This project was all made possible by a federal, state, and local funding, as well as an $11 million grant. And there's also on this street better access for trucks to make pickups and drop-offs, thanks to accessible parking on either side of the road. Live in New Haven, Glenn Kittle, Fox 61.
All right, hopefully we'll make it more convenient once everything is complete. Glenn, thank you. New this morning, no one was hurt after a home caught fire in Hartford that happened 9 last night on Burlington Street. That's in the city's Blue Hills neighborhood. No word yet what sparked the fire, but we are told the family will not be able to return home for the time being. And if you were on I-84 West in Waterbury last night, you may have noticed more delays than usual. That's because of this wrong-way crash you're about to see. State police say it happened near exit 22 to Union Street. There were reports of injuries. It's still unclear how many vehicles were involved and the extent of the injuries this morning. This weekend, there were more incidents across the state of people walking near roads who got hit by passing vehicles. One crash left a person seriously hurt. The other person was dead. Fox 61's Stefan Rios has the latest on these crashes from New Haven.
Both cases we're talking about are still under investigation by their respective departments, but the most recent one took place here in New Haven Saturday night.
Just before 10 p.m., police were sent here to Whaley Avenue and Blake Street. The vehicle involved in the crash fled the area but has since been seized. However, police have still not found the driver. At the scene, though, police found the victim, a 47-year-old woman from New Haven with several injuries. Those were later determined to be serious, but not life-threatening. This came after someone died from being hit by a car in New Britain on Friday, later identified as Matthew Krosky. He was around Hartford Road and Village Square Drive looking for his vehicle that had been reported stolen that same evening.
We're trending in the wrong direction. We're seeing usually around a 5 to 10% increase in pedestrian fatalities year over year.
While traffic deaths dropped in 2025, traffic deaths for pedestrians and bicyclists were said to be on the rise. According to the most recent numbers from traffic safety website Watch For Me CT, which partners with the state's Department of Transportation, there have been 236 crashes to date on Connecticut roads that have involved walkers and bicyclists, which have resulted in 10 deaths and 32 serious injuries.
People are always seeming to be in a hurry,
which has left some people like Kim Handelman and Judy Kircher from Guilford asking for people across Connecticut to notice what, and more importantly, who is on the road.
I think they need to pause or even stop and look around.
I think that people need to just take a breath and realize it's not worth it to be in a rush on the road.
And according to Watch For Me, out of the more than 230 crashes we had talked about, this resulted in 4 notable injuries for bicyclists, including 3 serious injuries and 1 fatality. In New Haven, Stephen Reels, Fox 61.
If your travels take you through I-91 and Route 15 in Meriden, remember there are some exit changes that start today. Exit 16 and I-91 North and exit 64B to East Main Street will be closed. It's part of a reconstruction project that will last for about a month.